Hey everybody, Phantom Shadow here. Welcome back to more Root Film. Last time we learned that Abuse is the one that directed the cursed film 10 years ago, and he's sworn to not talk about it or anything, like NDA and all that stuff. But Yagumo wanted to go back to the studio to check on something. After returning to the editing room, Yagumo rushes to turn on the computer. Magari, the truck. Bring up the cut where the truck slams into her. Okay, 1 second. This computer takes an eternity to boot up. 1 eternity later, the computer finally boots, and Magari opens up the video software. Here? This is the cut? That's it. Does the truck have a company name printed on the side? Can you make that legible? It's blurry, but I'll try. Magari must feel pressured seeing Yagumo that way. She's more serious than usual as she quickly moves the mouse to process the image. How's this? It's a little blurry, but sorta legible, right? Whoa. Shimane crane and turtle shipping. It's pretty clear. Way to go, Magari. Well, I just thought I'd give it my best shot. Alright. Can you look that up on the net? Okie dokie. Magari opens up a browser and uses the search engine, but nothing's coming up. It's a fictional company made for the film? Maybe, but it still bugs me. I want to do a thorough investigation. But is there a point in investigating it? Director Abuse said this film is for the decade-old TV drama project, right? I want to confirm that. This is pretty much our only clue as to when the film was shot. What do you mean? Even Isagami said that this film for the decade-old TV drama project. But he didn't know what was actually on the film. So if it's something we can check, I want to check. But there weren't any hints on the net, so what now? We can look for their registration at the Regional Legal Affairs Bureau. It's a real company anyway. It's getting late. Let's go before it closes. Magari still doesn't quite understand, but Yagumo's enthusiasm convinces her to get up regardless. Forgot to check any emails. Oh yeah, I should check out new films, huh? It's a little annoying how some films aren't distributed to theaters in Shimane. Yagumo checks new film release schedules and bookmarks the important titles. Oh. I guess that's it. Matsue Legal Affairs Bureau. They arrive at the Affairs Bureau just before closing time and finish the procedure to obtain the registration documents. That was cutting it close. They're almost closed. Yeah, but the front counter took our application, which means it's an actual company, and not a fake specifically made for the shoot. In no time at all, they're called up to receive their registration documents. Sure enough, there's a registration for Shimane crane and turtle shipping in Matsue. Let's see here. They were dormant 5 years ago, huh? Explains why there's no search results online. Director, Look here. Magari points at the date the company was founded. Sure enough, the date was April 1st, 2012. What? That's 8 years ago. That doesn't make sense if the cursed film was shot 10 years ago. Synesthesia activated. What on earth? After nightfall, back at Yagumo Studios, Yagumo and Magari sip coffee as they go over today's results. So that film turned out to be a fake, huh? A double fake at that. It's not the real film from 10 years ago, and that's not a real ghost that was filmed. But how did they pull off the ghost then? I don't know the full details of the trick, but I think they got all the keys to solve. I think we've got all the keys to solve it. Let me watch the film closely and I'll figure it out. You can go home now. I can be our operator, you know? I don't need any more image processing. I can handle previewing the footage myself. In that case. Megari gets up and shoulders her bag as she continues to speak. Don't push yourself too hard, okay? You're getting old and your face looks tired. Knock it off, I'm not even 30. I got this. Okay then, see you tomorrow. And put your mug in the sink when you're done. I'll wash it tomorrow. Got it. Good work today. After Megari leaves the room, Yagumo waves his hand and sits back in the sofa. Ugh. Despite what he said to Megari, Yagumo is so exhausted his body feels like lead. Did I overuse my synesthesia? Well, it's not like I can control it. It's been triggered a lot since I got caught up in this mess. I must be concentrating a lot. I need to expose the decade-old truth of this project by any means necessary. Yagumo scratches his face, once, twice, thrice, before finally getting up from the sofa. Yagumo Part 1, The Solution. Morning. The next day. Megari arrives at the office around noon and enters the reception room with her usual greeting. Usually Yagumo would be sipping coffee here around this time, but he's not here. He was late yesterday too. Maybe he's still asleep? I told him to put his mug in the sink, but it's just out there on the table. Jeez. Director, you here? Here? If he's not in this room then. Megari timidly opens the door to the editing room. There she finds... Who? Exhausted Yagumo lying face down on the desk. How long has he been checking the footage? He's not even twitching. Looks kinda dead. Megari fearfully approaches, but she freezes in place when she spots a scrap of paper on the desk. What's this? Appears to be some sort of mystery code written in his handwriting. This looks like a load of nonsense. Director, did your brain overheat or something? Hell no. Director, you're awake? Yeah, I was just checking the film until a minute ago. I finally understand everything. Huh? Figured out the trick they used to get the ghost to appear. For real? For real. Let's head out. Gonna shove it in that trickster's face. Wait, we can't go right now. Why not? What do you mean, why not? It's dangerous. Dangerous how? Anyway. Go take a shower and get changed. You're weak because you've been up all night. Riding in the van with you when you're this smelly's gotta be dangerous for my nose. Okay. 1 hour later. One shower and a change of clothes later, Yagumo and Megari board the van. So where are we headed? Someone involved in this case has been feeding us all the wrong information. One wrong piece of info is an accident, sure, but several pieces? That has to be intentional. Intentional? So someone's been deliberately lying to us? Yeah, the mastermind behind this whole case. This mastermind's been hiding the truth, and it's time we make him spit it out. I see. Need me for something? Oh, not in particular, just sort of ended up here on a whim. So, Sayama's not the mastermind? No, he's not. Then can we go get the mastermind already? Yeah, we probably should. Sorry for the interruption, Sayama. Okay. Sayama looks confused as we leave the room. The mastermind's here, but wait, that means it's Isagami? No, it's probably not Isagami. Then why did we come here? Beats me, I don't know myself. Alright. Miho-kan. The two of them stand before Miho-kan. We're up against the big shot director. You sure we'll be okay? Who cares if he's a big, medium, or small shot? I respect Director Abuse, but I respect the truth more. It must be known. Ain't that the truth? They look at each other in the eye and nod as they confidently step into Miho-kan. So, what's there to say that wasn't said yesterday? I told you I've got nothing to say about the film. With Haishima at his back, Abuse greets them, seemingly displeased at their sudden appointment, but Yagumo speaks up unshaken. You see, Director Abuse, I just found something I need to talk to you about, at all costs. And that is, basically the question is, what is the true purpose of that film? What do you mean? Director, you said the film was cursed by a ghost. But what could a fake ghost shot with a film trick curse exactly? Fake? I don't know what you're talking about. You checked the film, didn't you? There's no evidence it's been edited. True, there's no evidence that the film was edited, but an on-set practical effect wouldn't leave any. In fact, for a film by a director of your caliber, there were many unnatural techniques used. First of all, what was the purpose of that cut of the actress from inside a window frame? That was... Right, I want to show the perpetrator peeking out from the house by the pond. The perpetrator hired a hitman to kill the woman. He hid in a nearby house to watch the deed with his own eyes. The cut was shot with a telephoto lens. The buildings around Tosue haven't changed. Sayama only checked the film by its label. I'm thinking it's either this one or the buildings. There's no such house by the pond. There was no building anywhere near that camera was set up. I went to the location myself. I got testimony from a local that there hasn't been any construction in there for decades. If what you're saying is true, Director, does that mean you deliberately built that set there? Besides, why would someone who hired a hitman deliberately go to the scene of the crime instead of going somewhere else to make an alibi? Doesn't make sense script-wise. Let's set aside that for now. It's not the only odd directional choice in the film. But when I realized why it was necessary, the whole trick became unraveled. Go ahead and call it a trick, but it frustrates me that you call my directional choices odd. Tell me what you mean specifically. Very well, in that case. Places you'd expect to hear the director's voice have been cut. The cut was shot with a telephoto lens. The logo of a company established 8 years ago was emblazoned on the side of a truck. Odd directional choice. Maybe it's his voice? Places you would expect to hear the director's voice have all been cut from the film. It is supposedly an unedited film, so it makes no sense for that to be edited out. Okay, oh, that is odd. Yes, quite odd. So what does that have to do with my directorial choices? Huh? You called directorial choices odd, right? What's that got to do with the film's odd editing? Ah, you're right. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're worked up about, but calm down and let's talk. Okay. Damn it, he turned the tables on me. Relax, I gotta point out the oddities in his film. Oh. Reloading that. This cut was shot with a telephoto lens. That's because... What was the intention of the telephoto lens? As far as I can see, it serves no purpose. Doesn't make sense to build a set for the shot, and then only to ever show the window frame. Combine the window frame and the telephoto lens, and you've got the keys to solving the trick. Attach the window frame to the camera like so, and no matter how much you move the camera, the window frame stays put, so the audience can't even tell that the camera was moved. In other words, it wasn't a building set, it was just a window frame. You get two actresses, one at point A and the other a bit further away at point B, when the ghost actress is on standby behind her. You can't tell that there are two actresses since their faces are covered by the raincoat hoods in the scene. Shine a spotlight at the camera from the woods, and then when the lightning whites out the screen, you move the camera from point A to B. And that's how you create the scene with the instant ghost appearance. So basically, the telephoto lens was used because it was the most effective way for moving from point A to point B, with the least amount of camera movement. What do you think? That should explain every oddity in the film. But how do you explain the ghost standing on the surface of the pond? That was... That was not something a director... That's not something a director should say. Clear acrylic boards work wonders, you know. That should explain how everything could be shot without an actual ghost. What do you think? But even if your hypothesis is plausible, it's not proof. You proved the possibility of it being a fake, but you haven't proved that it actually is fake. True, I've only been talking about possibilities, so far that is. But if I can expose a decisive lie like yours, then the possibilities only become more probable. Decisive lie? Yes, that film. It isn't even from the 10-year-old project in the first place, is it? On what basis can you say that? That film is unmistakably what I know. The logo of the company established 8 years ago was emblazoned on the side of the truck. Bam. Got it. We checked the registration of the company whose name's on the side of the truck in the film. It's a shipping company established 8 years ago. In other words, there's no way that this film could have been shot 10 years ago. Director Abuse, why did you lie to us? If you were really involved in that project 10 years ago, that means you went so far as to fabricate a film just to hide the truth. Why? What could have driven you that far just to cover up the truth? Grah. Truth revealed. Abuse limply hangs his head. Hashima and Magari are left stiff and speechless in the presence of Yagumo's intensity. A heavy silence rules the room. But then... Somewhat familiar, cheerful tune can be heard from outside the room. The door slams wide open and... Hey, okie dokie. Good work, everyone. With a cheerful greeting, in walks Isagami, blaring radio cassette player in hand. What? Isagami. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let's introduce our cast once more. Written and starring director Isaiah Abuse. Thank you. Wow, that was intense, but I'm glad I was able to act my part. Production assistants and co-starring Monami Hashima. Yagumo, Magari, I'm sorry for deceiving you. And finally, planning and direction by me, Hiroyuki Isagami. Isagami, Hashima, and Abuse hold hands and bow to Yagumo and Magari like actors in a play. Yagumo stares dumbfounded until the song ends and snaps back to his senses. What? Isagami, what kind of farce is this? What's the meaning of this? Sorry, Maxie. This was all an act to test you. What? What do you mean an act? We're seriously trying to uncover the truth. I know, calm down. That was all for Maxie's sake, you see? For me. Yes, remember how I said one staff member was against this? Well, they weren't against the project itself, but rather your appointment to it, Maxie. After all, while you might have the talent, you still lack a reputation. But still, why all this? Basically, the condition was you passed the test by correctly identifying the film as fake, and why. To shoot a mystery, you first need the wit to solve a mystery of at least that caliber, see? So, we looked for a suitable shelved film for the test, and developed a story around it. That was all Director Abuse's suggestion, you see? That was all your idea, Director? I heard from Isagami that someone was opposed to your appointment, so I talked with them. I recognize your skill, and as a veteran, I had to promote upcoming talent. So we went with that premise that I shot the film, even though I had nothing to do with it. Sorry for deceiving you. Please forgive me. Director. So, does this mean Max's appointment is official? Of course, the project has already been greenlit, so you can get ready to shoot immediately. Let's make this project a success. It's time to get poppin'. You did it, Director. This is your big chance. Yeah, I'm still a little overwhelmed though. I'm mad that I was deceived, but it was all for me, so I don't know how I should feel. In any case, you and I both have been chosen as directors, so let's make the project a success. Okay. Yagumo firmly grips Abuse's outstretched hand. Thus, today is the day that Max Yagumo officially became a director for the new Shimane TV mystery drama project. Cool. Yagumo Part 1 Epilogue. Several days later, Yagumo visits Sayama at the Archive Center to check on something. So, you were in on it too, Sayama? You guys really pulled the wool over my eyes. I feel bad, but it was funny, I gotta admit. I got on board since it was a fun distraction. So, we've established that the film was fake, but what about the real decade-old footage? Who knows? Might be buried here somewhere. Not even I know how many tapes we got here. I see. Is that all you wanted to ask? No. One more thing about that film that keeps bugging me. I heard you figured out all the tricks though. No, the truck's still bothering me. Oh, that huh? Yeah, from our investigation we learned that the truck belonged to a real shipping company. But you wouldn't use an actual company truck to film a murder scene, would you? Looks like you've already come up with an answer. Yeah. That was an accident on location, and that woman really was ran over. Sayama quickly takes a sip of his tea before he murmurs in reply. Well, you find a lot of crazy shit lying around this place. So, the one truth in this charade was that the film was indeed cursed, huh? Yagumo simply nods before he respectfully bows and excuses himself from the room. Wow. Alright, we finished Yagumo Part 1. That was pretty cool. Yaguma Part 1 clear. Moving on. We can move on to Part 2 or start somebody else. I guess we'll see what that is next time. So, thanks for watching and see you guys then. This is pretty cool so far. I'm excited to see where this game goes. Bye. Wait a minute. If we passed the test, then what would happen if we failed? Unresolved. Okay, that's just a game over. Alright. I thought it would branch off into another, story section. Like, a time where he succeeded, another where he failed. Kinda like Zero Escape. I guess not.